What is up, Retro Maniacs? My name is Mike. His name's EP. His name's Joe. We're not here to give you one. We're not here to give you two. We're here to give you 3 cards you need for your retro PC. Okay, I have a fun one, I think. We all love Action Packed, right? One of our favorite sets from the 90s. They only made it from 89 was kind of when it started. 90 was the first year it was really in production to 1997. Well, my card is the first return of Action Packed after it ended in 1997. It is from 2002 Leaf Rookies and Stars. It is the Action Packed silver, always hold it in the wrong hand, silver Randy Moss. Card number 2. This card, the Action Packed logo, as you can see in the picture here, the Action Packed logo is silver. This is numbered out of 500. You can't see it. It's not working, but I'm not going to show you in the picture there because then I'd have to get 2 different pictures.
That'd
but still, it is numbered out of 500. It's only about a $4 card, $3-4 card, but it is actually an action-packed card. It's embossed, not quite as much as they were in the 90s, but way more than when they brought them back in 2016. It's a 20-card set. It's an insert set, like I said, in Leaf Rookies and Stars. They have a bronze version out of 1850. The silvers are out of 500, and a gold out of 150. There has not been a sale on eBay for the last 3 years of a gold version of the Randy Moss. And there are 2 listed on eBay. The cheapest is like $15, which kind of sounds maybe a little high, but it sounds fair for that card. But yeah, that's my card because I love Action Packed. And 2002, they brought it back and did it pretty much right. They're a little thinner than they should be. They fit in a regular top loader and they shouldn't, but that's my card.
Moss is my favorite receiver of all time, so that's an awesome card in that regard. Action Packed, I'm thinking about it. I don't know how I have not opened a box of Action Packed of any kind since we got back into it because of how much I love that set. I remember when I was at Doc's in town here, and I found a bunch of Action Packed cards, and one of the Steve Young card. I got like multiple Steve Youngs. One of them had the Braille back. I had like the Braille on it. I'm thinking to myself, how cool is this set? Like, how cool is Action Packed that not only can they emboss the players, but then they created the Braille effect for some of those cards for like a parallel card. And so like Action Packed will always have a very, very, very strong, like a huge place in my heart because of how much I love those cards. Like you said, the thickness of them, the rounded corners, like they were just so odd. And so it's cool to bring that, but they brought them back twice. And like you said, like the embossing is such a huge part of it that I'm glad that one you have there from the early 2000s brought back at least the embossing part of it.
Always imitated, never duplicated, right? Like no one's been able to do it like Action Packed has been able. Like I have raised cards, like embossed raised cards. That first couple of years of Action Pack were like you needed a 55 pointer to get those suckers in. And I actually have an Anthony Thomas, I believe, from that set, Mike.
Oh, nice.
I believe it's Anthony Thomas. Yeah. And you're right. It's like, oh, it's an embossed card. Like if Action Pack didn't exist, you'd be like, oh, that's an awesome like raised card. But then you're like, oh man, it's not quite as raised.
Not quite there. Yeah.
Those cards were so thick, despite the before the embossing, even right, just the actual card.
Right. It's weird that no one's like tried to do embossed cards. I guess everyone's so worried about grading now that they wouldn't probably grade very well, to be honest. So that might be part of it. But yeah, Action Pack was awesome. Kind of surprised you haven't opened any EP. I know. Did you open a full box of WWF, Mike, or just a few packs?
Yeah, I did. I did packs
the channel.
The box of WWF. I opened a box of 97 football. I opened a bunch of like 90 and 91, the cheaper stuff. So yeah,
check the channel for Action Pack to get those views up because that is really, really cool stuff.
I had a habit of pulling gold cards without
and not knowing it. Which is a bonus when you go back and find them, right?
And not just any gold card, right? It wasn't just any gold card either, right? It was like wasn't it
the Undertaker one? And then there was the Shawn Michaels one. I caught the Shawn Michaels one and put an edit in the middle of the video. But yeah, the Undertaker one, if you watch the video, I think that was out of the packs. No clue. No clue. All righty, P, what do you have for us?
Well, I have one that I've been talking about for a little while. I don't know if I've been talking about it on this show or on the main show. This card that has been elusive that I was trying to get, that I bought, and then somebody canceled the order, and then I finally got one. I had to pay more for it than that, and then it took a while for it to get here. I finally have it. It is an EP like core card. It is the 1993
Oh,
or 2003 Net Pro Serena Williams rookie card in a PSA 9. I mean, I paid $19.35 for a PSA 9 of this card. There's a ton of these cards out there. The back is super sensitive, all black edges though. So like getting a PSA 9, like I was like, they're like $10 for the raw. And so I was like, what's a 9 call? What's a 9 go for? Like, can I get a 9 for like $10 more? And sure enough, I could. And I'm like, why not get a good copy of this card to have my PC of the, arguably the greatest women's tennis player of all time.
That's not an argument, EP. I got stuck right there. She might be the greatest female athlete, period, of all time, but definitely the greatest female tennis player, maybe the greatest tennis player of all time, to be honest.
Yeah, and I've been to the U.S. Open twice, the U.S. Tennis Open twice, and I actually saw her play with Venus as a doubles team in person on one of like the smaller courts. Like the smaller courts, like if you see the when they televise it, typically it's like a huge stadium, but in the smaller courts, like you can get like if you get there early enough, you can be like right almost on the court. And so I was like watching Serena Venus Williams play in the early 2000s, and it was like a very, very cool moment. And so this again, very much a core card. Like this is considered to be her like rookie card. It's number 1 in the set, which is considered the rookie. And so I'm very happy to add this. I'm getting a little bit of chills right now because of how excited I am about this card. So
I like it.
There you go.
Wow, that's what collecting's about, right there, right?
Yeah,
I love that kind of stuff too. Just anything outside of the main sports that is cool like that. Like look at my shelf behind me there. I love doing stuff like that. And you do. I understand the connection you have, because I was talking to somebody on Twitter last night about that Scott Ian, the guitar player from Anthrax, how I have the PSA 10 and how excited I was that I sent one that I got a 10 on. Nobody's ever going to buy that card from me. It's not, my family's not going to be able to retire from it, but I love having that card, my McFarlane card. It's just, there's a lot of cool stuff out there outside of baseball, football, and basketball that you can get, and you can get at good prices, like $20 for that.
Yeah.
And what did you say a 10 sells for?
10s are a little bit more. The thing is, like there are a lot of this card out there, right? But they all sell for like $10. But if you look at them, a lot of them are like listings. You can see like really bad corners and stuff like that. So I lean toward getting a 9 instead of trying to grade my own, just because there's not a lot of profit in. I think that I want to say the 10s are like $100, but I may be off on that. But they may be like $100 or $60 even. It's not worth buying a bunch of them and trying to grade them and getting like 3 10s out of 10 total cards, because you're not going to make any. You're going to lose a lot of money doing that. So that's why I went with the 9 instead of trying to grade my own. But yeah, the $10 is the raw price, which I get for cards from that era, and as available as they are, $10 is actually a lot of money for a card. But so I thought, why not upgrade a little bit and try to get a really good copy of it.
It's a Tiger Woods thing, right? I mean, how many of those were produced, right? Card number 1 in that set. So, I mean, I like the card that I have. I like the card that Mike has. You won this week, EP. I'm putting my vote in now. I mean, it's such a great card. Crystal actually did a really, really good video about.
That's what prompted me to get it.
Yes. Was it really? Yeah, there it was. So
Yep.
he influenced you even again. He talked about his influence in talking about his channel and was like, how is this card only worth X amount of dollars? This was years ago, Mike. I don't know if you ended up watching the video.
What channel was it?
It was Crystal.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one, though.
Yeah. He basically said, I talked about this card like 5 years ago when I got back into the hobby, and said, it's surprising this is only worth $5. It probably should be worth more. And he saw the value of it go up and like kind of took stock in that and was like, he was like contacting people, calling people and say, hey, listen, what's going on here? And they're like, you have influence. Like you are causing this to happen. You caused
and
that.
He's like, oh my, and he like realized like, whoa, I got to be careful. The power that I wield.
But to that card specifically, to Serena specifically, I mean, best female athlete potentially of all time, obviously the greatest female tennis player of all time, and it's the Tiger Woods effect with that card, which I really, really like. I need to get one in my PC. So you won my vote this week, EP.
Mine too. Okay, so we'll just skip Joe this week.
I know, like how do we
don't
follow
need to
that
see
up?
a Star Trek card this week. So.
I think
I kid.
less than 5 Star Trek cards on this. But this Star Trek card is really cool. No, I'm kidding. I'm going with the arguably one of the most famous offensive linemen of all time, just because of the history of
I'm
being
intrigued.
the first overall pick and the first ever pick for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going with the 1996 Select Certified Jonathan Ogden rookie card. And I was going through a box of cards looking for something for someone else. I came across this card. I'm like, I remember loving Select Certified. Like how cool are those cards? Like everything looks like this now. So people don't realize how different this was back in 1996. Got a little shimmy shine to it. It's not a very expensive card. It's like a $2 card shipped. But the reason I really, really find this card intriguing, if you go to TCDB, we make fun of this year and the current climate of the hobby and parallels, right? This shocked me. There were 8 different parallels of this card, which, Mike, you had a card shop at this point. Were there any other sets like that? There was like Trophy Collection and stuff like that from Pinnacle. But 8, there was the base, and then the 8 parallels were Artist Proof, Certified Blue, Certified Red, Mirror Blue, Mirror Gold, Mirror Red Premium Stock, and Premium Stock. Is it any wonder Select was bought by Panini? Doesn't that just be like a Panini thing to do?
That's honestly, though, how Panini came that way. That started with Donruss and Leaf long before Panini bought them. If you look at their stuff in the early 2000s, it was all parallels and for everything, for inserts and regular cards. So Panini bought Donruss and Leaf, and they took over their employees. So it was basically that company with a new name. So the reason Panini became like they were is because of the yahoos that were doing all that stuff.
All right. But even like for it to be in 1996, it is crazy that there were 8 parallels plus the base. I will say, if you're a Jonathan Ogden fan, it's a cool card to have. You can, choose your own adventure and which kind of card you want, because they're all fairly cheap. I think the most expensive one I saw on Terra Peak that sold was like not graded, by the way, was like $15. But it's a cool card. He's a pretty iconic player, and the first real wave of massive parallels. Got to collect them all. The rainbow, as it were.
Got to.
Oh man, dude! When you were talking about this and you said like first pick for the Ravens, like, Jonathan Ogden, is like, it's gonna be the SP card, and then you pull up the certified, and I was like, oh dude, I wonder what that looks like in the mirror gold. Like I thought to thinking to myself all those different parallels, because
DP's collecting the rainbow.
Yeah, get
it. 96 Select Certified, like that is was that Select Certified or just Select?
Select Certified,
certified, like that's it. Like, so there's something about those cards from back then. As much as I bang on Panini for everything they're doing with parallels and stuff, there's something special about that, because that maybe that was our first one that was like that, right? 1996, like you were saying, like there aren't a lot of sets that were like that then. So like that one has
Pinnacle had like 2 or 3, right? Trophy Collection, Artist Proof, and then the base. But
nothing
8
like that
plus the base, crazy.
Crazy stuff. I love those cards, though. It's a shame that they aren't the same card stock today as they were back then. They're kind of this. It's like a similar finish, but it's on more of a paper card, I think. Unless I remember that wrong. But like again, cards were better in the 90s. What can I tell you?
They just were.
The parallels were better. The cards were better.
Game worn.
They were better, and not as many of them.
Not as many. You could actually get a rainbow if you wanted to.
I bet you people were losing their mind in 96, though. And now, in a year away from 2026, people are like, 8? That's all? Come on. I want the tiger skin zebra out of whatever,
I could buy all those in 5 minutes on eBay. What fun is that? All right, guys. Those were 3 great choices, because that's all we give you. Great choices. Thank us in the comments. See you next week, guys. Take care.
See you, boys.
See ya.